Pac-Man, one of, if not the most iconic characters in all of gaming, but also a very underappreciated character. Why that is, I plan to talk about another time. Throughout the past 40 years, there have been many different interpretations, characterizations, designs, and overall continuities of this character. Some well-known, some divided, and some absurd. Well, for today's video, I will be discussing 5 particular versions of the titular yellow protagonist. Without further ado, let's get started with number 5. It's no secret that Pac-Man was very popular in the 80s. So popular that he got his own cartoon by Hanna-Barbera. I've watched a few episodes of this show, and it's admittedly pretty dumb. But it's pretty dumb in the same way Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is, that being an enjoyable type of dumbness. It definitely has a bit of charm to it. Pac-Man's design is pretty close to his usual look, but with some changes with standard-looking eyes and figured gloves. Not really fond of Pac-Man having normal-looking eyes, but I do like the neat little hat they gave him. Though, while Pac-Man being a family man is something that was established in the arcade games, this show really cemented it. He overall is pretty quick-witted and knows how to deal with the ghosts, but he does kinda lack that childlike wonder, which to me was part of his charm. That said, the big reason as to why this version of Pac-Man is on the list is due to this show basically setting the groundwork for the arcade game PacLand, which was not only the series' first side-scrolling game, but also what helped to inspire Super Mario Bros. It also set the groundwork for the Pac-Man World series. To add on, PacLand was also a level in Super Smash Bros. So basically, Smash Bros. Indirectly referenced this show. Ha! Eat that, Ghostly Adventures! This show has a level in Smash! And it sucks ass. The next one actually comes in the form of lost media, which means I don't have much to work with or say, so bear with me on this. Pac-Man Monsters is really neat, mainly because of its world, art style, and the fact it has characters from the World series. Pac-Man here is described as a brave, heroic individual who strives to fight for peace. I really like the way he looks in this art style. This may be the most badass he's ever looked, and they didn't need to tack on any unnecessary details either. He is simplistic looking, but there's also a bit of sharpness to him as well. He overall has a neat vibe. That's all I really have to say, unfortunately. Hey, it's Lost Media. Bandai Namco, can you guys please bring this game back? Pretty please? Like, maybe put it on the Switch or something? I don't know, just anything is fine. Come on, just like, anything is fine. Pac-Mania was a unique twist for the classic maze formula because of one neat feature, the ability to jump. It also came with a neat new look. It's like a mix between the 2D circle design and the well-known classic spherical limb design. It's like the classic limb design in the way that he has eyes in a spherical form, but it's also like the classic 2D circle design in the way that it lacks certain anatomical features like arms, legs, and a nose. This design has appeared in games such as Pac-Mania, Pac-Man Arrangement, and Pac-Man Championship Edition DX, just to name a few. And this design also made its way into the Adam Sandler film Pixels. My liking towards this design of Pac-Man probably has to do with the nostalgia I have for Pac-Mania. I remember as a kid playing Pac-Man World 2 for hours on end trying to collect 100 tokens so I could unlock this mysterious Pac-Man game I had at the time never seen before. Once I succeeded in that mission, it felt so satisfying, unlocking Pac-Mania, and my first time playing it was a blast. Then my memory card got corrupted and I lost all progress on Pac-Man World 2. Ah, the struggles of youth. Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures is basically considered a black sheep, mainly for its unfitting title. This game basically follows the everyday life of Pac-Man as he does basic everyday stuff while falling into crazy comical situations. Aside from different gloves and shoes, the design of this Pac-Man isn't too different from the classic design. What is different is how he's expressed. This is probably one of the most expressive iterations of Pac-Man's character. In Pac-Man 2, you use a slingshot to manipulate Pac-Man's surroundings, which in many instances, you can affect Pac-Man's mood. You can make him really happy, you can make him really depressed, you could have him be really fucking pissed. Or you make him into a smuggy douche. Yeah, Pac-Man is kind of a douchebag in this game, but I find this interpretation of Pac to be rather cute. Honestly, I find Pac-Man 2 to be a pretty underrated game, and I think it has a lot of charm. I do feel that had they dropped the number 2 and just stuck to its original Japanese name, Hello Pac-Man, or just simply called it Pac-Man The New Adventures, then it probably would have gotten a lot less conflicting reception. Might as well make some honorable mentions before I continue on to the number 1 spot. One honorable mention will go to Ghostly Adventures Pac. When I wrote this back in January of 2018, I had actually included this version in the number 5 spot, but ended up replacing it with the Hanna-Barbera version. Mainly because there's just too much wrong with this version, and it did kind of kill the series. But it did give us the amazing Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures 2, which in my opinion may be the best Pac-Man game we had gotten since World 2, though it's still not the World 4 I desire. The other honorable mention I have is Don Bluth Pac-Man. This is an illustration of Pac-Man that is concept art for the game called Pac-Man Adventures that ended up getting scrapped. This barely even qualifies as a different version of Pac-Man simply because it's just a drawing of the classic design. But it's a drawing of Pac-Man done by Don Bluth, so that's enough for me to at least mention it. And the last honorable mention goes to the arcade cabinet artwork Pac-Man. I am personally not a big fan of this design, but it's pretty iconic and recognizable, so I'll at least give it an honorable mention. And now we're at the number 1 spot. Pac-Man has seen many different designs and interpretations throughout the years, but with all the redesigns and reboots, none can come close to the true-to-heart original interpretation, that being classic Pac-Man. This is easily one of my favorite character designs in all of gaming. Not only does it look good and appealing, but it also conveys a lot of charm and personality. From the orange mittens, to the red boots, to the cartoonish eyes, the spherical aesthetic, and his whole variety of expressions. In general, this design is really appealing and very flexible. This iteration of Pac-Man is the most utilized throughout the series, as well as in other games that Pac-Man has appeared in. However, the games that utilize this interpretation to a T are the Pac-Man World games, especially Pac-Man World 2, a game that is such a fun and magical experience. It's really a shame that the Pac-Man World series, or 3D Pac-Man platformers in general, never saw their full-on potential that they deserved, and now all we have is nostalgic throwbacks to the Maze games, which are nice but do kinda get old. But there is hope of some sort. We've been promised great things for the 40th anniversary, and I can't help but feel like these claims are true. So there may be a light at the end of the tunnel. A light that will bring us back to our true yellow buddy. So, dear viewer, what's your favorite version of Pac-Man? Tell me in the comment section below. And as always, I will see you all later.